Well. In one of my other videos talking about the witch thing, one of the points I brought up was how a witch operates, how a witch works. Witches always need a support system. What you're witnessing right now on this thread with the entrance of Epsilon and Ricky is the support system of the coven. What we're trying to do, or what they're trying to do, is bring up the old talk of bragging or exposing themselves to be witches, which all of them did at one time or another, as I recall, and then trying to put it in a way to compress it down, to bring up this big dissension, argumentation, and apologies over it, to where it will no longer trigger in the mind of the reader. They're trying to defuse, and it'll work. It'll work almost every time. But this cycle has been played through over and over and over again. That's why I'm doing the little funny pictures and mentions of whatnot, as if they're creating a movie, because it's all very much constructed. And they're using what they know, and really what a witch does is operate off of knowledge of the psyche, of how the human mind works. So you have it in places where they allude to them being witches in the past, but that's okay now. Same exact MO as Paul. Same exact thing, as in he was a murderer of Christians, sent to destroy the church, something like what the devil would want to do. And then, but now it's all okay because I found Jesus the light, and then now that we're going to bring up all the old apologies and so forth, and the game that they're playing, that they're mad at each other. They're not mad at each other. They confer with each other. They talk to each other. They know what they're going to do before they do it. And this is all to diffuse and make null and void the reader's mind to their own emissions of what they are and what they've done in their past. This, because somebody was a witch in the past, does that mean they're always a witch? No, but you can never be unlearned. I don't give a damn what you say. You can never unlearn the things you learn. I mean, that's the trap of Satanism, really and truly. That's how we lose the ability to have faith in Jesus Christ, because once we learn something, we cannot unlearn it. So as you watch this thread materialize, as we watch it go, keep in mind it's exactly what I was saying in the first witch video, how they work, how an old-time medicine man show works. You got to have a plant. You got to have somebody that's there first. You got to have somebody that goes to the town and plays like he's a cripple or whatever, and then he pops up on the scene to convince everybody. This is one of their MOs, and this is what they're doing on this very thread, to take all attention off of the original purpose of the thread, which is why the fig tree is the way it is, why certain people who make certain kinds of videos get kicked off of there, very much why the Paul thing is so protected through their circles. He has to be protected, because without what he put in to the Word of God, the witches' methods cannot work. Because when you add that to the Word of God, then the witches have all the steps they need to control the church, as what I just read in the last book, which will probably be before this one that I just did in Acts. Whereas we see where all of a sudden the importance of money is being shifted on to the Christians. Whereas before, in Christ's days when he was traveling, very different from his look of money and how the church operated within the money. You're going to see a lot of things now that Paul's on the scene, changing the Word of God, though very well keeping the reader in this soft Magellan comfort that he's in the Word of God, but at the same time being totally distracted further and further away from the truth of Jesus Christ. And so as you're watching this episode play out, no matter what technique they'll make next, it's all very predictable as you watch it unfold. But keep your eye on the ball. This is nothing new. This has always been this way. And the only reason I'm trying to expose this is because there are a lot of people that are confused. The witches think they're helping the world, but the truth is a lot of times they hurt a lot of people. So keep your eye on the ball, people. keep watching, and it's going to get interesting. Peace. Queenie, this is a peace sign.